Seems we need to talk about past great fights with Coach. I get the sense he doesn't like this generation of boxing.
Fuck no. Look, man, I came from a generation, man, when it was in its golden years of boxing, okay? Mainstream, all right? Where fights were easy to make, where fighters were consistently fighting all the time. The best fighting the best, all right? In their prime, all right? And when boxing was on all mainstream television networks, Fox, ABC, NBC, CBS, on a consistent basis every week. The best fighting the best, okay? None of this marinating and all this bullshit, okay? You always got the heavyweight champ, Larry Holmes, was always in good, entertaining fights. When there was only 2 belts back in that era, the BA and the BC, all right? Yep. Yeah, but now it's a fucking joke. They got more belts, and then I use toilet paper, and everybody calls himself a champion and everything. And these fighters are not mentally as tough as the ones back then. All right. Okay. When it's time to get down, when it got nasty in there, when it got tough, they bit down and fought through adversity. Now, fuck, they're ready to throw in the towel. Well, Ryan Garcia was a good example of that. You know what I mean? Yep. It's just these fighters ain't got that mental toughness, that mental and physical resilience, and or a high degree of mental intestinal fortitude like the fighters in the past, man. Nah, fuck no. These fighters ain't. You can't compare the fighters now to the ones in the past. Nah.
Yep, that's absolutely true.
Now there's a few of them I got a lot of respect for, like Lomachenko. You know what I mean? He's a real fighter, and a few of them are out there. They're out there, man. You know what I mean? But 90% of them, I could give a shit. But there, maybe 8% of them out there, like Inoue, I like him. He's a fighter. Okay. Yep. And there's a few others I like out there, man. You know what I mean? Crawford, I think he's an exceptional fighter. I don't like his I didn't like the way this fight with Spence was handled. It should have been done years back, but back then, there's so much politics in boxing. Fights are hard to get made nowadays, but that, you know what I mean? There's a few of them. I don't think all of them are dog shit, but majority of them are. But there's a lot of good ones out there. I mean, there's some good ones out there, man. That I like. I like that are or the ones that are coming up and everything, man. You know what I mean? But guys like Haney, come on, the way they bend the rules for that motherfucker, weigh-in rules so he could weigh in at 6 a.m. or whatever, so he could give him 40. It gives him 40 hours to dehydrate, so he can rehydrate. 40 hours. He would have never lasted in the olden days where they did same day weigh-ins at 12 o'clock, 10 to 12 o'clock, and you fought 8 hours later. That was your recovery time, man. And you had to make weight. And back then, Joe, fighters always made weight. I can't recall very, very rarely when fighters didn't make weight. Mm-hmm. Now it's a fucking what do you call it? A virus. You know what I mean? It's a pandemic. But anyway, man, Joe, I try to stay positive and everything, man. And but I'm just being upfront, man. Yeah. Look at our USA amateur boxing. I've been keeping an eye on that. None of them motherfuckers got my attention. The talent coming from USA boxing ain't shit. You can't compare it. Them guys from the fighters in the past coming out of the amateurs, like when Pernell Whitaker came out of the amateurs, oh my God, he was like a seasoned pro already, man. You know what I mean? Professional level skill sets. Roy Jones Jr., all them guys back then. De La Hoya, I seen them all. Tyson, I seen them all. Holyfield, when they were amateurs, I seen them all. Yep. But these motherfuckers, I look at them now. The fighters coming out of USA boxing, I laugh. Guys that are number 1 or number 2. A few girl fighters are better than the guys. There's a few girl fighters that I'm like, okay, shit. I'm impressed with their skills. They got more skills than them fucking guys I see out there. When I look at them fight, I'm like, oh Jesus Christ. Now, who is it a reflection on? Their coaches.
That's it.
Okay, their coaches are not preparing them right, not training them right, not developing the proper skill sets. All right, hey Joe, man, I seen it, man. I know the difference between the great fighters in the past coming out of the amateurs and now. And back then, the amateurs used to be mainstream. They used to be shown on mainstream TV, ABC, Wild World Sports. So when they turned pro, you knew who the fuck they were. You know what I mean? They already had a name. All right.
Yep.
Okay. You knew who Whitaker was. You knew the guys like Vinny Pazienza who fought on that the USA versus the World series on ABC Wild World Sports. You knew who the top amateurs were.
Yep.
So when they turned pro, you knew who they were. You knew who De La Hoya was. He was already a mainstream fucking star when he turned pro. Nowadays, it's a fucking joke. They don't give no love to USA boxing, which I don't blame because none of them guys could fight.
Tell you what, guys, Gogue knows boxing.
Oh, fuck. Nobody's going to argue with me about this. I lived in all these eras. I remember Sugar Ray Leonard when I started following amateur boxing. 76 Olympics, Michael Spinks, Sugar Ray Leonard, Howard Davis Jr., Leon Spinks. Shit, the fucking guys are pretty solid.
Yep.
Shit. Them guys were pretty solid coming, them guys were like seasoned pros turning, when it was time to go pro. The 84 class with Whitaker, Holyfield, and Meldrick Taylor, Mark Breland. The guys were like seasoned pros. But the thing is, Joe, they didn't rush them. Not like nowadays, they seasoned them correctly in the 6, the 8s, the 10 rounders. They took their time. They were patient with them. Nowadays, you get a talent like these guys, they'll fuck it all. They just throw them into a title fight, 3 or 4 fights. Come on, what the fuck is that? You know what I mean?
Promoter that seems to be cultivating prospects the right way is Top Rank.
Look, Joe, they've been in business for 50 years.
Yep.
Okay? They know what the fuck they're doing. They got 4 or 5 guys in the Hall of Fame that work for Top Rank. All right? What does that tell you? Yeah, PBC. PBC. They don't know how to develop and cultivate the new talent coming up. I mean, look at all the talent they got coming up, Joe. The young talent. You name one that gets your attention.
Yoelvis Gomez. Yep.
And?
Yeah, he's going to be competing this weekend, and yes, they're rushing him along.
I mean, come on, Joe. I mean, young talent, American talent.
American talent. Gary Antoine Russell.
Okay. Who the fuck knows? Who knows him? When I mean cultivate them, get them develop their marketability while they're cultivating. That's what Top Rank does. They develop their fighters, and they season them right, but they develop their marketability because they have the #1 platform in boxing, ESPN. Okay, but name these fucking guys from PBC, the future stars. They got to get fucking imports. They got to import these motherfuckers from these communist countries and everything. You know what I mean? But anyway, man.
You were trying to cultivate Sebastian Fundora, and he got knocked the fuck out.
Yeah.
I really can't think of any more. I mean,
they don't got nobody. Jesus Ramos, he don't look like shit. That Joey Spencer's garbage. That Vito Machecki, come on, give me a break. It's fucking dog shit. I mean, come on. I mean, Omar Juarez, that guy Louis de Cubas Jr. signed.
Here comes a question from JD Spades. Has Al Heyman hurt boxing? Oh boy, don't go started on that one.
He's the biggest cancer in boxing in the last 10, 13, 15 years. He has prevented more big fights than anybody in the history of boxing. Okay, at least Arum and King, they were fucking rivals and they were enemies, but they still broke bread and made sure the biggest fights happened. Okay, Al Heyman totally obstructed big fights from happening. This fight with Spence and Crawford, it would have happened back then if he only would have worked with Arum to get it done. You know what I mean? But he didn't. Now these motherfuckers are in their 30s. You know what I mean? Come on, man. And they want us to get excited and support him. Fuck you, man. That's what I got to say.
Do you remember that, guys? Do you remember that old meme with Kermit the Frog just kicking back, drinking a glass of tea? Well, that's me right now, listening to Gogue, drinking a glass of Lynchburg lemonade. Thank you, Jack Daniels. Here's to you, Coach Gogue.